Right, guess what? The huge, possibly the largest maze in the world in Versaille, about 30 kilometers from Paris. I remember I lost myself for 1 hour just trying to get out of it. Huge. When I say huge, you look at this one and you compare with the Versaille, which is already very big, with 9,000 rooms, with all sorts of historical painting artifact, very beautiful, decorated. This is a world famous Versaille. I'm looking at it from a drone up. See, you can see all the details, including some sculpture here. See sculpture. And so this is the main museum, if you like. It was a Paris, but now of course become a museum. After Louis the, I don't know how many, maybe 16, was overturned by the Paris or French Revolution, Napoleon time, it must be. So it's a back courtyard. So there you go, Versailles of Paris, really big. It's comparable to the Paris in St. Petersburg, and definitely bigger than those in Rome and Windsor Castle. Huge. France was a great nation at that time until German Nazi overturned it, unfortunately. Colonna Triana, Italy, in Rome, by the Romans, of course, in year 113 AD, of course, in memory of the victory of the Decian Wars. Let's have a look. Huge. When I say huge, it's very tall. You can hardly see the top. There you go. And you really don't need to see the top because all the carvings are right here. Apart from the beautiful eagle and Versailles, look at the detailed Roman sculpture. Italy has a lot of very artistic sculpture, including Michelangelo, of course, world famous. And imagine how many carvings are there all the way up. I think this must be 15 to 20 meters tall. And next to it, of course, is still part of Italy. You can see there's a cathedral here. Not too famous. I think more famous is the Pisa next to the cathedral, which is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. You can see how it has been linted, 55 meters high. Oh my God! And you can tell it's a Leaning Tower of Pisa. And here, let's have a look.
The center of the roof of the tower is 2.1 meters away from the perpendicular line on the whole.
Definitely is German architect. Very tall, huge. I think the world's second largest cathedral in Cologne, Germany, Cologne Cathedral, next to Vatican, which I'll show you in a minute. And you can see the scale of it. Look at the size of the people. Oh my goodness. So this is it. Very typical Gothic structure, a lot of spines. Let's have a closer look at the entrance. Look at the size of the people. In the middle is Jesus, I think. That one, in the middle. Cologne Cathedral of Germany. It goes without doubt that this is the largest cathedral in the world, Vatican, in Rome. Actually, it represents a country because by itself is a country, Vatican. And the square can host something like up to 100,000 people during pilgrimage, especially when the Pope is in position. This year or this term is the Pope from America. Very interesting. the first time that the pub is outside Italy. Well, I mean outside Europe. I know there was one from Poland before. And look at the detail of the sculpture. And there's so many sculptures, must be 100 of those, surrounding the concourse. And let's just a quick look around this world's largest cathedral. You can see. So I'm walking towards the back of the cathedral. Maybe before that I have a closer look at the front as well. This is the front. You can see. When was it built? CX22. That's something like I don't know. Quite recent. Magnificent, isn't it? I mean, even the replica is magnificent. Can you imagine when you go there? Replica normally, I think this is 1 to 5 the scale. Huge. And the Pope is living somewhere in the middle, I think, or at the back, overlooking the garden. Possibly this is where the Pope lives, his window at the back of the building. There you go. Hi, Pope. Hi, this is the famous UK Stonehenge in Versaille, south of England, believed to be constructed 2500 BC. Oh my God. And that is almost 4500 years ago. And you can see it's huge. Every stone could be up to 50 tons. And how can they erect it? Especially how can they put those on top? It's still a myth. In those days, how can they do it? Right. So it was a legend was that this was trying to let the ET, extra cholesterol labor, to find us. We are the world. We are the world, and locate us here. And that was history. But Britain has a human history of about 1,000 years. So let's have a look at the real history. And you can see the Buckingham Palace, where King Charles resides right now. And I like the statue in the middle in particular. Let's have a closer look. And this is the place where King Charles and the Queen QE2 used to live. I remember I went in one time to have a look around and pay almost £100. I don't know why I should pay that much to look at those stupid, silly paintings and so on, and feel myself like a King Sam, which doesn't exist. And now even QE2 doesn't exist. So it all belongs to Charles. But Charles won't be here because he like to go with his new Queen Camilla to Edinburgh, I think. So on the left hand side is the Parliament House. And again, very famous London clock tower. I don't know whether the color, why it should be green. I think it was beige, the original color. They make it green for no particular reason. But the model is a very detailed replica of what I saw in London, SW1, Westminster, of course. And you can see, I don't know where I think the debate must be held here for the two parties debate. And these are the offices for the ministers and the we don't call senator, we call House of Representative, House of Law, House of Commons. And this is another tower, Grand Tower. So next to it, here. Okay, next to the Parliament House is the world famous again Tower Bridge of London, built in 1894, right? 35-meter height. I was told that the story, they are rich and famous people, when they tell Britain that we want to buy your national asset, maybe we should buy your Tower Bridge. But unfortunately, in those days, there's no GPS, and they mistook it. Instead, they took the London Bridge to New York. So luckily, the Tower Bridge is still intact, because it was said that the top of the Tower Bridge, they have stored the crown jewel and so on the top of the building. So we can still see the Tower Bridge right over here, Tower Bridge of London.